Hello Gemini, thank you so much for tuning in to your August reading with me, Lorien. It's an absolute pleasure to bring you these readings every month and whenever I can every week. So this month we're going to be using the Everyday Witch Tarot by Deborah Blake with art by Elizabeth Alba. It's a very strong deck, I think, for me, being a witch myself. And just a general reading for Gemini Sun, Moon and Rising, and also Venus in Gemini if you want to have a look at your love relationship. So we're going to see what comes through. If you want a personal reading with more details attaining to you, just go to the websites linked below and Etsy and my personal website. You can choose more options, I think, on Etsy for the length of time, but for the set times, all you have to do is go to my website. And if you want to support the channel by becoming a patron, thank you so much. And the details are down there too. So let's see what comes through for Gemini in the month of August, shall we? I just want to smell these cards. They're coming off like absolutely gorgeous scents of, I don't know what it is. It just feels like there's so much going on with them. As is there's so much going on with you, actually. That's probably why they actually made me look at these cards in that way. There's a lot going on with you. Okay, let's see. Alright, got the moon. Oh, Three of Pentacles, cool. Got the Queen of Swords and the Three of Wands. And at the bottom we have the Five of Swords. So, a little bit of a mixed bag. Again, it could be there's so much going on with you. I actually may put this down here just slightly so you can see that too. Whoops. These are very slidey cards, so forgive me if they decide to slide all over the place. Okay. So yeah, looks like there's a little, like I say, a little bit of a mixed bag, but overall quite positive. You've got 2 threes here. Threes, as you may know, is about communication, but also manifestation, creation, having that kind of joie de vivre, almost a little bit of selfishness that sometimes needs to come through rather than relying on other persons and, you know, maybe being a little bit codependent with those people. I would say that there's actually quite a lot of circles coming through here, so there's a lot of kind of endings and new beginnings coming through for you this month. Just minor ones, nothing big. I don't see anything kind of exploding into being and then you have to kind of work on something or anything like that. What I see though is that there's a lot of personal gain coming through. There's a lot of issues that you're going to put to rest. There's a lot of protection that seems to come through as well for you. Let's just see what comes up a lot of the time here. They really want me to start with this one, so I'm going to start with this one. This to me is a great show of teamwork, but also if you notice here, she has painted the red and the blue, and then this lady's come along and she's painted this absolutely perfect pentacle. No dribbles, no stains, and she's kind of showing her how it's done. So I would say that this month you are going to be showing other people how it's done. You're going to be maybe putting your work out there, maybe giving some time and thought and energy to things that you maybe haven't thought before, or maybe you haven't really considered in a serious way, but you're now considering it seriously this month. It could be that an idea you had, whether or not it's a creative idea, maybe it's just, well, maybe I can look for work here, you know, that sort of stuff. Maybe you're actually seeing different ways of producing yourself or presenting yourself or engaging with the community that you're in, or just making a different role for yourself, I think, is the biggest thing that I can see coming through here for you at this stage. So it seems as though there's a lot to come, really. I would say there's some limitations that maybe you're going to shirk off this month. You're just going to kind of move away the limitations that are already over you. To be honest, it may even be that at the start of the month you're a little bit lost, because this could be the fact that you're focusing on maybe some deceptions or some fears that maybe you won't live up to this thing. You know, the little cat here thinks it's a panther, always looking for a reflection that it's a panther. So I would say that maybe at the start of the month you may be wanting to be more than you feel you are, or putting yourself out there, but maybe a little bit blind to the fact that, you know, maybe, how to put it, you're not really sure as to where things are going for you, and you have to just carry on. It could be a little bit of fear at the start of the month because things are not known, and a lot of times, unless you have a very heavy Scorpio, because I have Scorpio Sun, so, and Gemini Moon, so if you have something that's like Scorpio, that's going to want to go into that mystery and figure out that mystery, and maybe look into all the influences that are surrounding you. This is using your intuition to guide you. This is maybe overlooking the fear, spreading past that fear, looking at the completion that's coming through. But also it could represent the eclipses that are happening at the beginning of the month. I hadn't thought of that actually. So if you are looking, you know, kind of that eclipse thing, was it the eclipse in? Gosh, I can't remember, and I don't have my astrology book, but I am going to do a video on it. And this seems to be more to do with having that connection with the moon, with your intuition, maybe your moon sign, feeling your way through the darkness in order to see, oh, hang on, that Wake Me Up When It's All Over song, Wake Me Up song has come into my mind. I think it's Avicii. Wake Me Up When It's All Over, but finding my way through the darkness, something like a beat on heart, I can't remember, but that's what came through for this one. I don't know where the journey will end, but I know where to start. So you're going to maybe start something this month that kind of builds up and builds up, and you actually show people how it's done, your unique way of doing things, your practice way of doing things, your natural way of doing things, and that is going to be your card, your calling card for August, I would say. And then you have the Queen of Swords. Now, this could represent you. I would say that a lot of times it will represent you, but this is basically about quick thinking, perception, influence. So I would say that while she's come through here, while it represents maybe the independent career woman that a few of you may be, it could also signify that somebody who is straight talking, somebody who is just kind of straight down the line, maybe divorced, or getting divorced, maybe long single, she had a lot of trials in her life, she could be coming in to just kind of say, hey, Gemini, get it together. You've got this, you're fine. I will show you, I will be your influence, I will be your mentor, I will be your guiding force. You know, if you're entering any creative competition this month, this little quill here that she's got could be very significant. She could be giving you the insight you need. Now, she could also give you some kind of complex, but sometimes I think that's better. But I do think even if you have not got anything figured out at this stage, towards the middle of the month you should be starting to see where your groove goes and where this new idea that you want to have about yourself kind of manifests overall. And even in the Three of Wands, you know, again, communication, a lot of perseverance here, but I would say that this is about having that foresight to maybe push yourself a little bit more, maybe some kind of preparation for the tasks ahead, maybe getting yourself ready, it may be getting you motivated and all that kind of stuff that's coming up for you. You've done the hard work and you've prepared it and you've figured out where you want to go, because if you remember in the Two of Wands, it's somebody looking at the world and seeing where it is they want to be. You've done all that, so now it's okay, let's see what happens. Let's see what I can do with this. Let's move myself forwards. Let's cast the energy. To me, it looks like he's sending Reiki. So it's kind of like he's sending Reiki towards the destination, so he's happy and so it welcomes him when he's there. So that's a very important thing. I think you need to send the good vibes towards your destination. You need to imagine like what you want to happen is already happening, if that makes sense. So say for instance, you really want this promotion at job, and the job, you're not sure how you're going to get it, but you know, your work and this mentor thing seems to be working out okay. This is about making sure that you visualize and utilize the intuition and the psychic energies that are here so that you can properly see what's coming out, so that you can visualize yourself and feel yourself doing it, because that should give you the subconscious confidence in order to go and get that. Now, the only warning sign I see is here. This is the Five of Swords, so I would say that there could be a little bit of defeat or conflict, at least, and a bit of tension, especially if you are entering a competition or if you are going up against some people, maybe stating your case. You know, for instance, I'm not happy with you doing this, father, mother, auntie, uncle. That could cause a little bit of tension. People may see you as showing off here. They may see you as being la la la, look at me, and they may take offense at that. But you're putting your knowledge to the test here. You're making sure that you can, really do this thing. I mean, I don't see that you're any of these other people, to be honest. I think that you're in control and you're utilizing your power. And I think so long as they know that you're not doing it to ruffle any feathers or to kind of show off, it'll all be okay. It'll all come out in the wash. Don't worry about it. Okay, so let's have a look at the rune that we're going to be having today. What comes through for Gemini? Something about an Aries. Okay, so I've got my eyes closed, so oftentimes when I've got my eyes closed, more messages come through. But there's something about an Aries, something about a person that's going to be directly involved here. Maybe somebody giving you the advice or the energy or the spitfire you need. Kind of like boom, that creative spark. But they're not saying anything more than that. But keep your eye out for an Aries this August. Alright, let's see. Oh, cool. Alright, so bright side up. First time. This is to Waz. This is analysis and rationality. So you're pretty good at that, Gemini. You're very much an expert, I'd say, at becoming detached and kind of looking at things the right way, being very rational, being very almost progressive in the way that you plan things. So I don't think that you're very good sometimes at explaining what you're planning. It's all up here, it's all in your mental state, and you may not let some people in to that thought process, but I do think you're going to be quite settled on your direction. I also think that this is something to do with authority or justice or something. Feels like something's coming up for you in regards to that. I would say that there's a lot of kind of potential for you to snip and edit, and they show me like an edit thing, so maybe you're going to be snipping and editing and working on something that really needs to come through here. I don't know, it feels as though you want to be careful of your friends, you want to be careful of your kind of friends' connections or how they view you. It's almost like you don't want to put anybody out with what you're doing, and like if you are being favored by this person, you don't really want to make them cry over it or say, look, I'm better than you. But you do have skills and you should really embrace those skills. Don't be ashamed of having them and don't be afraid of using them. And I think that's basically a very key message for the month of August here for you. But let me know if you have anything planned. Are you planning to enter anything or do something new? Let me know in the comments below. As always, I welcome all emails and all comments and subscriptions and everything, because it really does make this process and this experience, I think, for all of us much richer to see how you're doing. And I really want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for engaging with me in that way. And if you do want a personal private reading with me, click all the links below. That's all you need down there. And if you want to become a supporter and receive more readings daily and monthly, just click on the link for all the information down below. But thank you very much for watching. I look forward to seeing what happens for you in September. And in the meantime, take care.